Hi, is this Diego?
Yes, this is Diego. Who is
Hi,
you?
hi, Diego. I'm JC, and I work with the real estate team. How are you doing today?
Well, a little busy. I'm just driving back home, and there's a lot of traffic, so stressed
Oh,
out.
okay, great, great. And well, my reason for my call is that I saw your home come off the market, and I was wanting to find out if it's still available or if it actually sold there.
Oh, sure. Yes, the home is still available. I'm actually driving right now to show the place to an interested buyer. Are you willing to purchase it as well? Are you gonna give an offer?
Well, I was hoping, won't you be looking to hire the right agent for the job to go ahead and sell it there, Diego? Since we definitely absolutely had a couple of buyers of what I understood, and I was really calling today to see if you're interested in selling. What are the circumstances that would actually enable you to sell?
Well, I am already selling it. I mean, that's what I want to do, to sell it. I already have an agent myself because all the other agents here on the area don't work. So I rather do it myself and save the commission then. Where are you from, you say?
Oh yes, we're here from the Georgia Finest Homes real estate team. Yes.
Okay, I haven't actually heard about that, but well, I've had many agents already trying to sell this place. It just took too long, so I'm gonna sell it myself. But if you have a potential buyer, as you said, then you can bring him here so he can see the place and we talk about business.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, may I ask what area are you moving to, Diego?
No, I don't think that's anything to see if my house is for sale, right?
Yeah, yeah. And how soon do you really need to be there? By the way, once you sell and move there,
Sorry?
how soon do you need to be in?
Okay, in any case, I think that will be how soon do you need to get your home sold or something, right? Because, okay,
Well, yeah. I was hoping
well, I want the sooner as possible. I already have another place, so I'm just selling this one to get more money. If you have anything to offer, I will be open to listen.
Oh, okay. So do we have like uh, uh, actual time frame that you have in mind that you would like to sell? I mean, I know that it sounds like you just it wouldn't hurt to go ahead and just sell it, and it's for the best money possible, right?
Of course, I want to sell it right now and for the more amount of money as possible.
Oh, okay, all right. And how long do you have put this home on the market there, Diego? I mean, has it already been a couple of months already into this?
I have already like 2 years
Oh,
waiting for a buyer, but I need a good buyer.
oh, right, right, right. And I guess let's see here. So why do you think your home didn't hasn't sold yet? I mean, it's been, I guess, almost 2 years. You said.
Well, I think that's because I've been listing my home with agents that don't do their work, right? So that's what I'm doing it now. So I'm gonna sell it. You're gonna see that.
Oh, okay, all right. So what is your asking price there, Diego? Is it maybe price wise that it's maybe a little too high that that hasn't sold, or
No, it's too cheap. Maybe if any chances, because this is a historical home. It has a lot of um, historic value on the area. So there's no price that will be enough for it really.
oh, okay, okay. So
What I'm asking actually for is $300,000 and nothing less. I mean, if you can offer me more, then I will give it to you, right? Whoever gives the more
yeah,
money.
Okay, great, great. So are we good to go? And you think you would settle for like 285,000 maybe?
No, I said I'm not going lower than 300. I mean, if you want to add 280,000 more, then you can add it, right? But nothing less than 300.
Oh, okay. So that's the bottom price there at 300,000. Is that correct, Diego?
Sure, it is correct.
Okay, all right. There's no willing and dealing. Maybe a little bit of negotiation. Maybe you drop about a ten
This is,
thousand, maybe.
this is a great property. It has more value than that.
Oh, okay. All right then, Diego. Well, great, great. Well, fantastic. And remember, we specialize in selling homes that didn't sell the first time. And I was hoping you have about 50 minutes of your time so we could talk about your house and why it hasn't sold and what needs to happen in order to go ahead and sell it at this point.
Well, it hasn't been sold because nobody has actually done their work, their job. So now I'm doing it. And that's what it needs to be done, right? Somebody
Right.
actually showing the place, and that's what I'm doing now. So you're gonna bring your buyer here.
Yes, definitely. We're going to go ahead and actually have my partner go ahead and talk with you. Have him look around the place and see that great home. It sounds like it's a definite great home and a must sell home there. So,
The neighborhood, everybody was killed for getting this place. They just don't have the money here.
oh, okay, great, great. Well, that sounds like a definite buy. And I remember we had a couple of buyers there, so I'm definitely going to go ahead and pencil you in. I guess is a good time tomorrow about this time, Diego.
Sure, you're gonna come here tomorrow then at this time. Well, it takes me like half more hour to get to the place. So if you want to wait there, no problem.
Okay, great, great. So let's see here. Starting your drive time at about 7:10 p.m. your time. Half an hour later, I can pencil you in for about 7:30. Is that's fine with you?
Yes, I will be there at 7:30.
Great.
There's always waiting to see the place. I'm telling you, if you don't purchase it soon, then you're gonna lose it.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. It sounds like a great buy, and I think it looks like we might have the correct buyers for this place there, Diego. And what is a good email address that I can go ahead and send you some information about how we work and a little more about the company there, Diego?
Well, you can send me information at sellingmyhome at gmail.com.
Okay, great, great. I appreciate that. Selling my home at gmail.com. Oh, great, great. Thank you. Appreciate that, Diego. So this is a good number, right? The one I called you at. Is that correct?
That's correct. This is my mobile number. It's always on until 10 p.m.
Okay, great, Diego. So I'll go ahead and definitely have you locked on for 7:30. And I'm going to go ahead and send you some market analysts and a little more information about our team and how we work. Okay, Diego?
Great, no problem for me.
Great. Thanks for your time, Diego, and I hope you have a wonderful evening there and have a safe drive.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Take care.
Click.
Okay. Diego's a pain in the butt, huh?
I was thinking with that same line. Golly, Diego, you stuck on that one.
Diego, you're the most frustrating seller ever.
That it just comes to me, right?
Yeah. Okay. All right. Diego, I'll be the seller next time, and you're going to be the call coordinator. You're not getting off easy. So, JC, Diego? What do you think JC did well, and then what's something you think he could have improved upon?
He was actually he never sounded frustrated, right? Or he didn't want to follow up with the call. He was still trying to connect, but actually that's also what I feel was missing there. Like uh, sometimes I was like saying something that will make, for example, at one point he did talk like about it was a great property, right? Sounds like a great home. So that allow me to talk more, right? Something that I liked. Yes, it's a great home. It's the best one here. So he connected with me at that point. But before that, he was just like throwing me lines, and I was like saying something, and um, anyways, we just continued with some scripts, right? Instead of like acknowledging what I what I said or what I felt or wanted, right? And then continue with the script. That's the only thing that and that's what I think it will make you, JC, like have a more calm down, right? The seller, because he will be feeling more comfortable with you, right? For example, now talking about the home, right? If he really thinks that place is the best place on the entire neighborhood, at that moment, actually, he would love to say more about the place when you started talking about that. Maybe it was the best place as well, as I said, right? I could start talking about how many rooms it has, if it's 10 from, or if it's 12 from 10, right, or whatever, because I wanted to talk about the home, right, because I liked it, and I think it's the best one, right? So that's how you could approach me, and then I will start like most likely telling you anything that you ask me, right? Because we have connected with that conversation.
Yeah, I think it's a good point. I know for me, those are my toughest conversations because I don't want to waste the time. um, and JC, you have a strong personality. You're kind of like a high D type personality, and Diego, you're more of an I. Um, and we would actually struggle with the flip flop. Diego, you probably have an easier time talking to someone like that, versus of trying to just be more of a right to the point closer. And JC, you have the same problem I probably would have, where I don't really want to get into a 45-minute conversation with someone I'm not sure I can close. So, um, I think it's good advice, um, but it's also a personal, a way that you want to approach it. It really doesn't matter to me. I mean, as long as you stick to the script and ask them 3 different times and then go for a referral, that's fine. Maybe that's another phone call you might need to make. Um, because if I am finding out that I'm talking to someone who's just kind of spinning their wheels and you're not sure if you can set the appointment, I'll basically cut it short and just say, hey, listen, I definitely want to learn more about your home. The best way to do it is for us to see it. Listen, when's a good time we can meet to go see your home? You do need to sell your home, correct? And kind of get them off the, you know, getting a little too personal and talkative is also not a good thing either. And you just want to make sure you're careful of that. You want to kind of blend a good amount of professionalism with building rapport, but don't let one tip the scales. Because what I don't want you to happen. Oops.
Let's really talk and see, are we really, do we have a need to sell? Do you really, what's the time frame? And why not, let's talk about your home and let's walk through it. If you want to go ahead and really break it down and tell me what's, all the amenities and all the great stuff about it. So let's do that live, and I see where you're going with it, because, yeah, sometimes I might slow down. When I'm talking with the elderly person. They kind of tend to mingle a little bit, but
Yeah.
It could be to my advantage a little bit. I might take about 5 minutes off my time, and then I'll get right back into, as soon as I see that you dropped your guard, I'm going in and going for that meeting. Definitely, just want to make sure that I can drop that barrier there.
Correct.
Once we work, it's on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. Okay. Yeah, and I think you did a good job, JC. I mean, overall, that was a pretty tough call because they weren't really giving you a lot of leeway. And Diego was sticking to his gun, so he was. I'm gonna try to sell it myself, and I already had a guy he was gonna be meeting with, so you might not be able to get that type of person right now, especially if they just converted to for sale by owner. and they need a little bit of time to have some failure.
Yeah, yeah.
You never know. I mean, who knows? He might actually have some success. Good for you, and move on and see if we can get him as a buyer. But um, yeah, I think that was good. So let's jump into another one. Uh, let's kind of flip the roles then. JC, you can be the seller this time. Diego, you be the call coordinator, and JC, just throw maybe like 4 or 5 different objections at him, and then um, see what we can kind of do from there, and then you kind of pick how you want to handle the seller. So be a little surprising.
Okay.
Cool. And then Diego, you be the call coordinator and just see if we can, um, keep our goals in mind, which is to always obviously get an appointment, ask for a referral, build a rapport, and then specifically get motivation and time frame.
Okay, let's see here. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'll be the seller.
Correct. Yep. So, Diego, you good?
I don't hear him yet, so I don't think he's ready. Must be lagging because he's moving around. Ring, ring.
I'm starting. Yeah. Ring, ring.
Yes, hello?
Hi, is this George?
Yes, this is George, and who might this be?
Hey, George, my name is Joe. I'm actually calling for a real estate team. How are you doing today?
Pretty good, pretty good. Thank you for asking. And yeah.
Great to hear that. Good. Well, let me tell you that the reason for my call, George, is because I saw your home came off the market, and I wanted to know if it's still available, or have you actually sold it? What can you tell me, George?
Well, actually, the house is still for sale there.
Oh, that's great. Okay, so I see that it's not listed anymore, right? So when are you going to be looking to hire the right agent for selling your home?
Well, pretty much, I don't see much done, so I'm not sure if I really want to hire once again. I mean, I don't really feel, much got done, to be quite frankly. It's a medium scale house. It's got a medium price. Oh no, did I lose you?
I'm here. Who left?
Oh, okay. Sorry about that. Yeah, and
Okay.
it's kind of like, did we lose Jim?
Nope,
No.
I'm good.
Okay.
I think it was my other session that just disconnected itself. Okay.
Okay, great. So yeah, I mean, the price is not high. The house is, a 4-bedroom house, and I'm not on the skyrocket prices. So, and I don't know why it didn't sell. So I don't know if I really want to hire somebody else.
Well, I understand, George, and it definitely sounds like a great home. If the price is right, then it should be selling on the market soon enough. I don't know, maybe what do you think that was done by the previous agent to try to sell it? Did you check, what will you say that is something that he did well, or what was he missing to actually have done the job properly?
Well, let me go ahead and just flip that and let you know, where were all the agents when my house was on the market?
Well, that's a really good question, George. In order to sell your house once, you really need to sell it twice. May I explain? You see, agents sell the house to other agents, and they sell it to their clients. So quite frankly, your agent never sold it to me. That's one of the things that we do best. We expose your home to all the agents in the area and make calls daily to find a buyer for your house. That is what you want, right, George?
Yeah, well, that would be great. I mean,
Fantastic.
yeah, that would be the best scenario, right? But I don't think.
Sure, I mean, minimum standard, right? You want your home to be sold.
Yeah, but I don't know. I'm not willing to, put it on the market, to be quite frankly there. Diego, right? You said.
Yes, sure, Diego. Well, George, what will enable you again to put your home on the market? I mean, you're still willing to sell it, right?
Yeah. It's just those commission prices when I was looking in the paperwork were pretty high.
Of course, I understand where you're coming from, and I would worry about the commission prices also if actually they're not going to be doing their job, right? But let me explain you how we actually work and what we can offer you for this. You have been thinking about selling it yourself, you said, to avoid the commission, right?
Right. Yeah. Yeah. I would like to maybe get that money in my pocket. I mean that's a good little percentage, pretty good money that you get from me, right?
Yes,
For
and
selling it
I
out.
totally understand from you that, George, but you're going to be able to dedicate your 100% full time to this task to make sure that you get your home sold as fast as possible. You know, you're going to be dealing with all the possible uh, buyers that might be really or interested or not. We actually have like four types of buyers that you might need to consider. We have like serious buyers and in a hurry. Those type of buyers which really want to get their money invested on a property, since they are in a hurry and they are serious, they're actually going to work with a real estate agent that has the network built together to make this happen, right? And those are the most important buyers that you're looking for. You will also have serious buyers that are not in a hurry, but they will also be looking for an agent to guide them through because most likely will be first-time buyers. And third, for example, you will have investors. Now, investors will be looking and will be visiting you maybe as a for sale by owner, but they will be trying to like buy it at 10 cents a dollar, right? And I understood from you that you want to get the better deal for you, more money for your place, right? Not just sell it because they're giving you a dime for the property, right? And last and most likely what you're going to be getting are what we call the looky-loos, which are like people that just visit places because they're open, right? So you're going to be wasting a lot of time for people that are just going there to see how you actually decorated the place. Would you prefer to have somebody that will be able to dedicate 100% of its time to actively prospecting your buyers, so you don't need to have this type of people taking your time and you can share it on what you really wish, your family, I bet, or maybe spend your free time doing what other thing you would like? What don't you think that, George?
Well, I do think that, and the other thing that I'm thinking about, if you really think about it, I understand what you're telling me, and it sounds great, but I've had a pretty bad experience with the last realtor. I was working with him, and he would go ahead and I'll call you on Tuesday morning. He'll show up in the afternoon. I would go ahead and let's. One time we wanted to meet, and the guy just didn't even come. We're meeting at Starbucks. To have my frappuccino, drank there, had a good time there, reading the newspaper. Thank God, and he didn't even show up. So I had a pretty knocked up experience that I don't know if I want to go back and trust another realtor, right?
Okay, I understand that. I understand your position, George. I really will feel as well frustrated if that happened to me, and that's actually why we are working this way. That's why we want to be different. So you don't need to go through this experience, and at the end, maybe even you might be actually giving a reference to your friends when they need to sell their place. So that's why we love to do this the right way. So let me tell you this. I'm really calling because we're experts in selling homes that has been listed before but has not been sold. You already have the experience knowing how other agents work, but I want to show you how we do things differently here in the Casbaro team. We do have aggressive plans in marketing your home to make sure that it sells in no time. That includes professional photography of your home and cold calling potential buyers and many more. Our agent is ready to walk you through the process of selling our existing house for top dollar. For example, in your neighborhood, we actually have Jim, who is more knowledgeable than anybody else on the market and your neighborhood. So he will be actually willing to visit you and give you an approximate price on how your home will be selling on the market, so you can get it sold fast, getting the right price. So what do you say if we actually talk about this for 15 minutes, if I arrange a meeting for you with Jim so he can show you what we can do?
Okay, but you know what I really expect and want from you, Diego, is I want some real good communication, because I really can't, I can't go on, you disappearing and stuff, and I really, if you don't tell me, what you're doing, I'm not feeling that you're working for me. So I really need that communication, at about 110% top notch, please.
Okay, well, I understand that point, and of course, we are more than willing to actually guide you through the process without any pain. You see, actually, when you work with us, you're getting a team. Like right now, I'm calling you. You know that we are actually working together to give you one same benefit, which is getting your household for best money possible, no time, no pain, right? So you have somebody that will be dedicated to be making sure that we're communicating with you. You will have somebody that is making the calls. We have somebody that is going to be doing the prospecting of your buyers, somebody that is going to be showing your place. We have different people for all the work that needs to be done, so you don't need to worry about anything, right? So you're not just hiring one person, you're actually hiring an entire team, so you make sure that this doesn't happen again.
Oh, okay. All right. Okay, it sounds like, I think there's some team effort, teamwork, and I hope you guys are a team, and not just, not communicating with each other. And I'll definitely find out and see if you guys really communicate with me, okay? So definitely going to go ahead and go ahead and get that opportunity, all right?
Great. So I'm glad that you will actually take that step so you can get your home sold with the best team that is available for you. And I will pencil you up then for tomorrow around this time, around 6, if that's okay. So you can have a conversation, 15 minutes or so with Jim, so you can know everything you need to know how we're going to work and how we're going to get this to happen, so you can get to wherever you need to go. So have you already actually decided where you're going to be moving, George? Do you already have a place, or you're going to be moving until you sell this place?
Okay, great. That sounds good.
Okay, so I already penciled you then for tomorrow. But before we go, George, what is a good email where we can send you some preview of how we work?
Okay, great. Sounds good. I'm gonna go ahead and definitely, okay, that's good. All right then. All right, I'll see you tomorrow then, Diego. Thank you for calling there.
Sure. Okay. Well, since I still have you on the line, George, just before you go, can you tell me actually how would you qualify your home from 1 to 10 so we can have an idea before we go and help you review the place? If you will give it a rating between 1 to 10, being 10 that it doesn't need anything to be done, how would you rate it?
This is a 30-year-old home, and there's a lot of wood in it, and we might be able to change a couple things. So I'm thinking, we'll give it a good 8. We'll give it a good 8. It's just a couple of nicks and scratches there that we have to go ahead and take care of. So yeah.
Okay, so to give it a 10 is just a little updating that needs to be done on the home, right? Maybe working on the floor, cleaning up stuff, right? That's great. Okay.
I'll give it maybe $10,000 put in of work, maybe about close to about 10.
Great, and of course, now George, since we do have people interested on your home, would it be any problem for you if, since we're going to work, so good on selling your place, if we actually get it sold on the next 30 days or 60 days, will that be any problem for you? Because I'm not sure if you already know where you're going to be moving to, if you have that or not. So is 30 days good for you?
Actually, I wanna actually wait for summertime to come in. So I'll actually give it about I'll give it about 2 months. I would like to be there in about 2 months.
For summer, great. And are you thinking about a specific place where you're going to be spending the summer? You're going to be moving to another area then?
Yeah. I've been looking very serious to Miami because here I think I'm getting a little too old, and these low temperatures, there's a lot of snow, and this is not for me. I can't be shoveling anymore. My entrance. So that's
Sure.
go to Florida.
Yeah, that's your best choice, really. I love Miami as well. That's the best place where you could be, actually. You're going to be enjoying the beach and the sun, right?
Right. That's correct. That is correct.
And I bet you already found the place, right? Or do you need also assistance so we can get you to the place that you need to be there on Miami? We can find you the home that you actually need. Do you already have selected, or you will be needing also that support?
Yes, actually, we're going to go ahead and we're actually going to go ahead and go to the there's like a Latino strip somewhere there that they were telling me about. So I'm actually going to need some help for that. Definitely will be.
Great. So let me tell you what else I can do for you. Since you already know the area where you're looking to move to, then we can actually find you and recommend you an agent on that area that will be able to also find a place for you to move for the summertime, just after we sell your place. Doesn't that sound good for you as well?
I'm sorry, you got cut off there, Diego?
Okay. Yeah, so what I'm going to do for you then also is, during this process, we can also get you in touch with another specialist on that area of Miami, on that Latin neighborhood, so you can actually find a place when we actually sell your current home, right? So you don't need to waste any time in your money on hotels or anything like that, right? So we have everything ready for you.
Okay, great. Sounds good, yeah.
Great. Okay, so since we have everything that we need right now, so we can get started and get you to where you need to go or need to be by this summer, then I'm going to pass this information to Jim so he acknowledges everything that we talked about. And tomorrow when you meet with him, he's going to be showing you how we work and giving you all the tips that you need to see why your property might have not been sold before, but what we're going to do differently now so it can be sold. This way you will be assured that you don't need to look further for anybody else to sell it, and you don't need to be wasting your time by trying to sell it yourself.
Perfect.
I'm going to send you also some email, George, to the email that you will prefer. Which one will you be?
It's going to be JC motors@gmail.com.
Great. Okay. Love that email. So I'm going to send you right now an email in around 5 minutes. So just after we finish the call and I let Jim know, I'm going to send you your information. And I hope to hear from your meeting with Jim by tomorrow then at 6. Anything else? Any questions that you may have for me before we go, George?
No, definitely not. Thank you for... No, that's it. If anything, I'll have more questions for you tomorrow.
Excellent. Okay. So Jim will be there and he will answer everything you need. And you have a great night then.
Okay. Thank you. Appreciate it. Have a good one now.
Nice meeting you. Take care.
Thank you. Same here. Likewise.
All right, quick. All right, so JC, what do you think that Diego did well and something that you would have him improve upon?
I was right before we I'm not sure, Diego. You can be honest on this side. As soon as we closed and everything, and I thought the conversation was going to end there, and I was gonna ask, hey, what happened to the very important questions. When do you really need to sell, and when are you gonna move, and how soon do you need to be there? But I guess did you kind of like squeeze it in after, or you almost forgot it, or is just part of your type of call flow? But other than that, it's pretty good.
Yeah, I just was trying to make that contact with you first, right? So you will actually be willing to talk more with me and give me your information, and you didn't feel like I was pushing you to give me information when you didn't even know me, right? Uh, yeah, but now that you already agreed for now that you already agreed for meeting with us and acknowledging how we work and everything, then I try to like not directly, but if you saw that so slowly get you to say this to answer, because I actually asked you twice or 3 times for the email, and then I started asking you something else because you didn't give me the email, but at the end you did, so that's great.
Right. Okay. Yeah. I guess I'm not sure. If once you hear that the seller is, I'm not sure. This is just my 2 cents, and hopefully I can get some feedback on it. I felt maybe you could have, once you heard that I was okay with it, and it sounded like a good possibility, and we almost were ready to close the call there. I'm not sure if it's good to go ahead and speed it up. I felt a little maybe delayed or started to get a little bored. Once you've already had penciled me in, I felt like maybe you could have picked up the pace a little bit. I kind of like that you went slow as I was, talking a little bit slow. And once he agreed, I wondered if it was good to go ahead and just, get everything else all, not too much of a rapport. Then we've already said, I've already gave you the green light on that. And I was kind of felt that, all right, I want to get off the phones now, so let's go ahead and get this done and dealt with, since I already have said yes. But I'm not sure if that would be right, or you continue the same speed there. Jim?
Yeah, basically my 2 cents on that too. I mean, Diego, my thoughts on first of all, I guess we'll kind of reverse it. And, things we can improve on was the call was too long. So JC's right. If you can close them and end the phone call. So don't waste time with them on the phone. As soon as you get a yes, you get a time, get an email, hang up the phone. So what I don't want to happen is you're talking too much and the call does drag out. And that was pretty much the case here. So you did good setting the appointment, then just close them. Just kind of going at that point, and don't feel uncomfortable. If you didn't get all the information you needed, still end the phone call. But then go back and call them to confirm the appointment and then ask them for the additional information. So just that, and we can go through that at a later point. But for you, Diego, Jen is actually going to be the one who's making the follow-up phone calls. So just make a note of that in your notes. I got an appointment, but I also forgot to get their time frame, and if they're really serious or we didn't talk about price or anything like that, you can just make a note of that and then have Jen do the follow-up phone call and confirm that. But
just because actually on the calls, it's pretty difficult to get them to give you all the information, right? And
right.
They're hurry or they don't want to talk too much, right? So
exactly.
Yeah, I cannot actually get that much of a conversation really at the end during the calls.
Yeah.
So yeah, if I get the appointment, usually they will be like, okay, but I need to go. I mean, I'm driving or whatever, so thank you for calling, right? Yeah, but
okay.
Since he didn't hang up, I continued.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah, and that would be, definitely that's something that we need to work on. It's just kind of finish it up quickly. Just wrap it up. So get in when you're hiring the right agent. Great. Do you need to sell your house? When you're moving? How soon do you need to be there? you know, what's your time frame? Fantastic. Get them off. um, so cool. All right then, JC. Let's do.
Yes, yeah, yes, sir.
We'll do a role play. All right, this time you be the seller. I'll be the call coordinator, and then maybe this will do like our last one. We'll wrap it up, and then Diego, you can kind of listen in and try to see if you can take some notes on what we need to do and what we did right. And... What's that?
That would be difficult for me.
Okay, it's a lot of pressure. No problem. Okay, cool. So, all right, JC, you be the seller then. Hello? Did we lose JC?